Hello again YouTube, Pan here, and this week's recording comes from you whilst we have the pitter-patter of snow outside. So, this being the UK and us being seemingly chronically incapable of handling snow, this will almost certainly spell doom for the traditional 48 hours of mildly disrupted public services. So, what's in the purse this week? It's an American Silver Eagle. So, the way I got hold of this coin was actually a little bit interesting. I bought it off a member of the Silver Forum, and they described it as being a walking liberty. So I was expecting to receive a walking liberty $half, the old $half design for a coin, but instead what I got was an American Silver Eagle. And you know, in fairness, this liberty figure is walking, albeit sort of sideways, which is a little confusing. But this is definitely, you know, kind of a modern US 1 ounce fine silver bullion coin. And I really want to talk about this. I'm going to see if I can crack it out of its capsule. Because it is quite spectacularly ugly. And I am not just saying that because I personally dislike them. I'm not just saying that because of some kind of misguided sense of nationalistic loyalty. I genuinely think that I can point, you know, up to objective things that are just bad about this. So, let's start with the obverse. So first of all, let's look at the figure of liberty herself. So the feet, if we look at the bottom here, are quite clearly walking from right to left. The shininess of the coin does make this a little awkward. But the body is facing almost entirely towards camera, so it's a bit of an awkward pose. Like, nobody really walks like that, and it's kind of very staged. It feels almost like the poses you would see in an ancient Egyptian mural. Then we have the sun, the sunburst going on here. And what we have is we have a very, very plain disc. And then these kind of quite fat, rounded, almost cartoonish kind of spokes coming off it. It's like somebody's taken the edge off a wagon wheel and kind of half buried it. Compare and contrast to the sunburst design that you see on recent generations of Britannia. And you can see, first of all, you know, kind of it peaks out a little more, and the actual sunburst gets thicker and broader the further away from the sun it gets. You know, so it actually looks like it's radiating out from it rather than sort of being spokes that are stuck onto something. And then we got onto the fonts. And so, you know, you've got kind of the "In God We Trust" down here, and we have the word "liberty" around the edge. And my main issue with this is that the fonts are just really, really boring. Like, there's no serifs, there's nothing fancy, there's no real feeling of there being a border at any point. It's just sort of there, and it's not just there, but it's there in the simplest terms imaginable. Like, there's nothing that kind of, you know, smacks of any real effort or artistic design with it. It's just sort of, you know, what is the most basic way we can do this? And then finally we have the year down the bottom, and again, it's just nothing exceptional, it's just there. The edge is generic milled, but you know, hey, it's a generic bullion coin, what do you expect? And then on the other side, it just is just more of the same. So, yes, we've got the eagle in the middle, got the inscription "E pluribus unum," one from many. Got the 13 stars for the state, you know, all the standard things you get on any United States dollar coin. And again, it's just dull. So, you know, the fonts for United States of America, 1 ounce fine silver, $1, are just very, very boring. There's no real attempt at any kind of a border or border decoration, and then the actual design in the middle just feels sort of ill-proportioned, like it's too small for the space that it's being asked to fill. And instead you have kind of quite a lot of just this very blank background there. And there is not even any attempt at patterning it, so the whole thing just feels very plain. And I know it's only like a generic, kind of country's basic bullion coin, but it's just, it feels like there's no real effort has gone into this. And I'm going to compare and contrast again back to a Britannia. So this is the 2017, and okay, this one has like the little anniversary mark. But aside from that, this is basically a stock generic bullion round. And so first of all, there's definitely more going on with the border. You've got this kind of almost like cog type effect around the edge. You've got a line that actually delineates, the illustration from the words around the edge. The words around the edge have got stylistically more going on with them. And it's only one font, unlike some US money which has just umpteen bazillion of them. The Britannia figure isn't sort of like walking one way whilst facing another. It's, it's based on the classic Britannia design of standing, holding a trident, facing forwards. And kind of it's, the arm is thrust out, it's a very dramatic pose, it's very, very nicely done. But it's not sort of, it doesn't feel unnatural. It almost embarrassingly feels like, if somebody had done the US design, just done it properly. And even going over to the obverse, so okay, we have the portrait of the Queen. The US don't have a Queen, so what are they going to do? But things like, kind of having a textured background that gives some kind of sense of shape and texture and structure to the back, rather than just being a sheer blank bit of not even polished metal, just, kind of matte metal. Again, it's got more of a border, and just the proportions are better. So, in summary, my first experience of an American Silver Eagle, and I'm not sure I'm going to bother getting any more. In fact, I may well try and sell this one in the near future because, well, I'm not doing the full Marie Kondo, but I have to say that if I were to hold this up to my heart, I don't think it would spark joy. American Silver Eagles, do you love them? Do you hate them? Am I getting on my high horse? Is the Britannia not all that? Is Britannia brilliant? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. It's good to be back, isn't it? Alright. Bye for now.